Well, Dick, with the mayor gearing up for the re-election campaign, the last thing he needed was something to remind people about the ongoing corruption probes. Today's ruling does that and a whole lot more, punishing him for questionable election expenditures.
Failing to report transactions, accepting over-the-limit contributions, failing to demonstrate that spending was in furtherance of the campaign, making impermissible post-election expenditures.
The executive director of the City Campaign Finance Board reading a long list of the reasons why Bill de Blasio was fined nearly $48,000 for violating spending rules during his 2013 campaign for mayor. The violations involved a host of things, including money he spent on his wife and kids, Dante and Chiara, and money the board said was improperly given after the election to the PR firm that hired his campaign manager and a firm that already had received $380,000 from the campaign.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
The recommendations for penalties and repayments in the case of Mr. de Blasio are adopted.
De Blasio, who got $6 of taxpayer money for every $1 he raised, was charged with improperly spending nearly $161,000 after the election was over, including $116,000 that went to Hilltop Strategies, the firm that hired campaign manager Bill Hires, also one of the so-called agents of the city whose emails de Blasio is fighting to keep private. There were also many expenses the board deemed improper: $550 for election night makeup for himself, his wife, and kids, nearly $300 so son Dante could fly to Washington for the anniversary of the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech, nearly $600 for a hotel and rental car in Santa Clara, California, so de Blasio could attend so-called finance prospecting meetings. A source noted pointedly that daughter Chiara was attending college in Santa Clara. For most of the questionable expenses, the campaign had the same reaction: we strongly disagree with the CFB's finding.
But there's also another part of the story, the board wondering why the mayor didn't explain how a number of high-profile intermediaries raised campaign cash. Some of them have ties to the ongoing corruption probe. I'll have that part of the story coming up at 6. Live in the newsroom, I'm Marcia Kramer, CBS 2 News.